Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages. Right, in this segment here, right, don't know why I'm doing more than two videos in soon in one day, but anyhow, it's just because it may have, I'm sure it was Asda, right, but anyhow, I get all my cell right put away because it's easy now and I can concentrate better and no one would get in my way and I can do it at my own pace. By putting the Asda shopping away. And nowadays it just come in a crate about, I don't know, but anyhow, and I just tip it onto the floor and then I stack it up into sections where they're to go and then put them where they're supposed to go. And then I specifically wanted that. And I wanted that, but I wanted to have that right now, but I never looked at the box and I poured the hot water in before I knew what type it was, but anyhow, I can have both. This, right, that reminds me of Saturday evenings, technically night but comes under evening. No, in fact, no, night, because it's night when it comes on, but it's evening when I start it. Get everything ready. If I've not got my bed trousers on or stuff like that, I get all that ready, and then just about maybe 5 minutes before Match of the Day comes on, this is between 2000 and 2009. Aye, definitely between 2000 and 2009. I get myself prepared, come down the stairs, get myself a buttered roll, maybe one or two, and then get bachelor's cup of soup, make that up, and either take it up in a plate or a tray, lie in bed, but sit up lying in bed, dipping soup into dipping a roll or bread into bachelor's chicken soup and relax, watching and listening to Match of the Day on a Saturday night. Oh wow. Right. So that is why I'm doing this video and explaining what's happened and what will be happening. But anyhow, another thing is that recently I've just absolutely adored and loved the flavour profile within the molecular structure of that product. It just brings back so many memories. It's so comforting and heartwarming. So 1-0 to me. That is just the other one but without the noodles. Wait there, because I need to think of the next part. Right, this is the next part that when we were discussing what sort of edible products we would want to purchase for our eating and drinking pleasures, right, pleasures. I was thinking of like all the fruits, no like forest fruits, didn't mean the song or the drink. I mean, just nice edible fruits. And sweet and bright red grape juice. So ITM, or where else would you put it? But anyhow, as I was saying, I mean, technically in an ideal world, that properly fresh squeezed grape juice is better, but this is the second alternative. Oh my God in heaven above. I forgot how good that is. It's slightly better than Lidl's version because Asda's a bigger company, so obviously they would put more oomph into their own products, because I think it's Asda's own. It says Asda on it, so it must be. But anyhow, That's what I'm saying. I think the more well-known or the more expensive the shop is, the better the product will be. Aye, so then... And if it's a little bit more expensive, no, a little bit more dearer, then there'll be more high-end or better value products going into it to make it taste differently. That works. A sausage dipped into chicken soup. It's pretty weird though. There's no contrast with that at all. I mean, it's definitely cooked, but it's just that it's just one texture all the way through it. Oh, that is 100 times better than the normal sausages we get. Oh, 100%. That is where it's at. The ones that I've always explained all the time, that you get 10 in a pack and they're very, very, very thin, average sized, and they come in a white package with a film thing over the top here. Aye, they are absolutely incredibly disgusting, but they are so much better. Still taste a little tiny bit cheap and nasty, but nice cheap and nasty. They are actually very, very, very similar to the other ones. Halls, I think they are something. The bit on the like seal is got the big word going like that on it. Aye, and they're very, very cheap. You can get them now in Aldi. The ones I'm trying to think of the name of. But I've promoted them and showed you them before, so just look in previous videos. I don't know what the video's called, but just look until you find it. If you want to, that is. But anyhow. Aye, these are just so much better. Meh. Aye, they are Richmonds, but they're very, very, very thin. I wonder if they're even vegan, because they didn't taste like they've got meat in them. Yep, they're just Richmond's 12 thin pork sausages. Aye, exactly. Pork. Aye, so there's nothing else. It's just like that. But anyhow, they're nothing to write home about. I'm knackered. Aye, just because I was pardon me, woke up and I don't know, about 6:30 or something, and I've been awake since then. But anyhow, aye, and then just came down, had something to eat, done the 2 videos, went back up the stairs, aye, whenever I did, and then the delivery came, so then I came down, done that all myself, made my mother some breakfast, but it was already cooking before I asked her, and then done that, so it was already nearly prepared by the time. Just had to do the other stuff like prepping and that. Well, no, getting all together I meant, and then aye, so done that, they went up the stairs, handed her the stuff, like the food and that, and some mail, and then opened the curtains, came down, done this, and that's it. Should have tried to get a earlier night last night, but I didn't get back home until about 10:15 or 10:30. Well, no, I think it was about 10:15. I got in the house at last night. But anyhow, I was watching Birmingham City versus Ipswich Town. Uno. But anyhow, I've got 3 bets on for today's proceedings. wonder what's happening about today's proceedings. What I'm going to be doing depends who's available to do whatever we want. Anyhow, I just need to check our message now. Right, no wait, I'll finish this and then check the message. Right, anyhow, so that is absolutely incredible. I don't know if I started drinking this from my childhood, but anyhow, talking about childhood. Right, so, right, I vaguely, no, not vaguely, vividly remember, oh my god, I remember drinking Fanta Ice Lemon because it said Ice Lemon under the word Fanta, like on the right hand side, and it was all yellow, and then a white background. But anyhow, I always had a 2 litre bottle of that, chicken soup. I didn't really remember the red grape juice. I mean, I was an adult when I first tried red grape juice, especially freshly squeezed red grape juice, and then cup of soups with bread and butter, or rolls and butter. Either toast or bread buttered on a plate, a big round plate, with scrambled egg on each side, and then crisscrossed 2 pieces of really crispy bacon with tomato sauce all over it, like that, sprinkled or garnished. Sitting exactly here, but at a different table, at about 10 o'clock in the morning, watching Homes Under the Hammer. God, nearly 11 in the morning already. 7, 8, 9, 10. 4.5 hours I've been awake for now. So, anyhow, as I was going to... Wait. No, 7, 8, 9, 10. Aye, 4.5. Right, so, anyhow, because I was awake since 6:30. But anyhow, what else was I saying? Aye, that energy drink, the day was not too bad, but anyhow, that's no what I was thinking about there. I was just thinking about energy drinks, and then it reminded me of that energy drink. But anyhow, I used to always, I'm so glad I've matured and grown up, because back then I just liked any cheap generic energy drink. I used to just drink them because the sake of trying them, because they were new and different, and trying them because I wanted the high that it gives you. But now I only drink them because of the flavour. Pardon me. But anyhow, what was I going to say there? Aye, that was it. I always lose my train of thought. But anyhow, speaking of energy drinks, it was always either stuff like Blue Charge, or maybe just like one that's very, 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 very cheap, even 25 pence each, or 4 for £1. I think it was just Charge, and it was either silver or really, 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 really dark blue or light blue, and it just had like a lightning bolt on them, and they were just so cheap and nasty, like the most cheapest, horriblest version of Red Bull that was like 3 for £1 or 4 for £1. And in Lidl, they used to always do like a big case of them for only about £5. Aye, so I used to always get that. But nowadays, I would rather drink them less often, but when I get one that's really good. Aye, like Rubicon or Monster. Aye, but anyhow... God, what else? I'm trying to think. Aye, Lidl was a good place to go to when I was younger. It isn't any more though, it's just average. I'd rather go to Aldi. Never really heard of Aldi when I was younger. It probably still existed back then, but it's just not world or wide known as it is now. Because growing up, there was no one in Livingston, and there was no one in Uphall, Broxburn, or maybe even Bathgate, but, well, there might have been, but it just wasn't talked about enough, I don't think so. Lidl was definitely first. When Lidl came to Broxburn, that's when everything changed. But where did Lidl go first? I remember someone talking about it and saying, oh, there's a Lidl in Broxburn, and then I would go to it. Don't know if it was always where B&M is now. Oh, I can't remember. It probably was. Loved going to Lidl when it was there. I miss it at times. I still go to it on occasions, but nowhere near as much as they used to. It's only good for their bakery section, and I suppose the fruit and veg is good, and their cider's good. But apart from that, there's nothing else. Well, in fact, nah, yogurts and smoothies are good. Same way Aldi. But they're one and the same. Well, in my eyes, anyway. But anyhow, so that's it, I suppose. Wow. So glad I tried that one again. But later on, I'll try that one again. Schmidt. Right, so, what else? I don't know, I'll just end this video. Because it was about telling you what my shopping was about, and then telling you what I'm just having as a wee side dish, like the sausages and then the soup, and then the drink. But I'll pour a wee bit into a glass and then have that. Right, and then I don't know. Go for a shower and then just take each minute as it comes and see what happens today. Right, bye.